What a beautiful little flame. Hey guys, this is BearStone Adventures, and today I'm showing you how to make a super simple, old school oil lamp using stuff you already have around the house. Let's go. First off, you need to get yourself a glass container of some kind. I'm going to be using a baby food jar for mine, but you can use anything you have. This is soy sauce, grape jelly, spaghetti sauce, pickles, salt and pepper shakers. Whatever you have, you need a glass container. And preferable, get yourself one with a metal lid. And what you want to do is take your lid and put a small hole right in the middle of it. If you don't have a metal lid, go ahead and cut the bottom off of a pop can. Perfect. You could also just pound your knife or a screwdriver through if you didn't have a drill. The next thing we need to do is we need to make a wick, just like a candle. In this case, I just cut off a sleeve from a t-shirt. That's what I'm going to be using here. But the key is it needs to be a natural ingredient. It needs to be, jute twine. It needs to be a paper towel can work. It needs to be something that's natural. This is cotton. I can use this. You don't want to use any sort of plastics. Plastics melt. Natural stuff burns, and we want it to burn. So I'm gonna be taking this t-shirt, chop it up. So however you're cutting this, it needs to be able to go through the hole you made. So I'm just gonna be making little thin strips, maybe twist it. We'll see how it goes, and then see if I can get it to fit through. It needs to go through the hole, and it needs to be long enough to be able to reach your oil in the bottom of your oil lamp. So I don't need to have very long ones at all here. It needs to be tiny though. So maybe I'm gonna cut off this strip of sewed stuff on the side. We'll see how that treats me. And I'm going to give myself a little extra just to have some room to play with. That might be good. We'll see how that goes for this little one. Okay. Now to figure out how to get it in there. Colored pencil to the rescue. Let's try it. Push it up through. Just enough for me to grab it. There we are. Perfect. So the hole is small enough where it's pinching the sides of this. That's not falling through. It needs to be able to hold on its own. If it is a little bit too big, take a paper clip or something, shove it through on the top. That way it's secure and it doesn't fall through. Either way, whether your hole's the correct size or you have something holding it on top, it needs to be able to just sit here and dangle. Here's my jar. The wick goes in. This stays on top. All right, and the last and final thing that you need for this is oil of some kind. I'm gonna be using just generic brand canola oil. And you can use whatever oil you have. Traditionally, they would use plant oils and animal fats. If you have a bunch of fat rendered, even, back in the day, they used whale oil, beef oil, whatever you have, some sort of a fatty, burnable, natural oil. You can use kerosene, but that, releases fumes, smells bad or whatever. This, worst case scenario, it'll smell a little bit like French fries until the flame gets settled in. So you want to take your jar, take your wick, you want to pull the wick down to where only about like a quarter inch or so is sticking out the top. You can adjust this, get a pair of pliers or something, and you can adjust it as needed. You want a small flame. If it gets too smoky or too charred, you want to make the wick a little bit shorter on the top. If this all chars away, You want to pull up new stuff, you know, common sense type of thing, but you want this relatively short, and you want to get your oil and fill her up. Just gonna pour it in here. Get a little bit of oil. And then we want to take our wick, we want to dump it in, and you want to let it soak. I want this to soak for 10 minutes to a half hour or something. I'm gonna leave mine in for half hour. I'm gonna go take a break here for a sec. But you want all of the oil, see how it's coming up the wick? You want it to soak in and soak the whole way up and get this top saturated. So leave her soak for a little bit. And this is what we have so far. The wick is in the oil of the glass jar, and the oil is soaking up and getting this saturated. If you needed this to speed up, you could pull it completely out of the lid and dunk it down in there, but you should let this soak in, leave this get wet and saturated with the oil, and what it's doing is the oil will be burning instead of your cloth. Now, of course, your cloth is going to eventually burn, but the oil will keep this burning for much longer than just lighting this on fire on its own. This will produce a decent bit of heat and light. You know, if you had this set up, and you can make this as big or small as you want to. I mean, you could boil a little bit of water on here. This will give you lighting for a room. Just, of course, you know, be careful around pets and kids and that type of thing. But if you have a safer natural material, this should not produce any harmful fumes. You know, kerosene and stuff you got to watch out with, but this, it should not be too much of a danger as far as fumes are concerned. This will smell like nothing. It shouldn't smoke too much. This should just be a nice, cozy fire. Tiny little candle, homemade, and they've been using this for hundreds and hundreds of years. Simple, easy to do. Costed me nothing. This was a jar I would have thrown away otherwise. And same with the lid and an old t-shirt that was stained in garbage, and you know, this was a completely free project other than the oil. Let me show you this trick too while we got it. If you didn't have a glass jar, you can use a ceramic bowl, and you can take your wick and you can actually have this float on top like a boat. It's not perfect, but it works. And instead of a lid, I cut the bottom off of a pop can, an aluminum can, and those actually float better. You can make a little boat out of this. It'll still work, same concept. Jar, however, everything's contained. Now I gotta clean my lid off, but everything's contained. This is a better option. All right, it's been saturated for a good half hour now. Now to light it and see how it turned out. There we are. It got started. I got started on this side, make it even. And that'll catch nicely. What a beautiful little flame. And you can adjust the size of your flame based upon how much your wick is sticking out of your jar lid. This will continue to last until all your oil's done, and all you got to do is just pour more oil in. If the wick runs out, keep pulling it out a little bit more out of the jar lid, and then when that completely runs out, you can always make a new wick. Same way as we made the first way. This has been running for about 10 minutes now. As you can see, the flame shrunk a bit. Now it's just this little tiny thing. And this will be consistent until you adjust the wick if you wish to have a bigger flame. Just as a friendly reminder, you want to make sure that this lid is metal, that way the flame doesn't melt it. If you do not have some sort of a metal lid, get yourself a little metal washer or something and put the wick up through. Just make sure that the hole is big enough to where your wick is not being constricted. It needs the constant flow of the oil coming up and saturating this tip the entire time. You don't want to cut off that flow. This thing needs to be continually wet by the oil, and the metal helps make sure that nothing burns, nothing melts, and this will continue to go on for you for as long as your oil and wick last. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun making it. This free little DIY survival oil lamp. This is a wonderful thing that can get us back to our roots. Everybody from the ancient Egyptians to the Vikings had their oil lamps. So this is a wonderful skill that everybody should know how to do if you need it. This is great for heat and light, for a power outage, or a million other scenarios. So hope you guys try it out, make it, have fun with it. Be sure to hit the like button and let me know in the comments down below if you're going to make this. If you have made one, what's your experience with them? If you have any questions, suggestions, tips, whatever, and let me know what I should make next. Check out the channel. I have a ton more survival-based videos for a lot of tips and tricks for everything, with a ton more coming. So let me know what I should do next, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. This is BearStone Adventures, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Later, guys. See ya.